So I wanted to make a video about my personal journey with the Amanita mushroom. This is Amanita Muscaria. And for anyone who doesn't know, I make a tincture. I sell it in my store, but I'm not going to be talking about that. I'm just going to be talking about my personal experience today. So today's September 14th, I believe, and I think I started taking Amanita around February of this year, and I started microdosing it, and basically I make a recipe that is 15 grams to 8 ounces of distilled water. And then I take 1 milliliter once every 3 days. Now I started that, and I did that regimen for about, I think, 3 or 4 months. And then I started using it a little more frequently because I've been more comfortable with it. And it seems to be totally fine with my system. I know other people who've started taking more right off the bat, but I personally can't recommend anything to anyone, especially because I sell this product. So, I sell it not for human consumption. According to the FDA, it's labeled poisonous. The reason why is this mushroom has ibotenic acid in its raw state, and then whenever you dry it, that converts into muscimol. There's still some ibotenic acid left, but then whenever you make a tea form like I do, most of the ibotenic acid is converted further into muscimol with only like very small amounts. And there's even some debate about the neurotoxicity of ibotenic acid. I guess the studies they had done on it were like in high concentrations injected intravenously in rats. So I haven't looked into them, but that's just what I've heard. So it doesn't really seem like the most accurate kind of experiment. So anyway, with all that aside, what have I gotten out of Amanita? What benefits have I received? So the number one thing I've noticed is a decrease in anxiety. Kind of in the same way that like CBD would affect me. I just noticed like right away within an hour of taking it, just a little more calm and at ease. And then also with the frequency of use, I feel just a prolonged sense of a lack of anxiety. The number one thing to take away from the effects is that muscimol's GABA antagonist, GABA receptors and GABA centers affect your fight or flight response in your body. So it helps to basically calm you down, on a real primal level. And this is really helpful, and I'll get into that. So, second thing I noticed was it increased my openness. So, feeling more open, receptive to other people, other opinions, other ways of viewing things, kind of taking off the blinders of just being narrow-minded. The third thing I noticed was that it felt like it was heart opening, like heart chakra opening and third eye opening. So literally feeling like sensations right here, like buzzing or like pressure, and also feeling like my psychic abilities had increased. So just being able to like predict things better, or actually like my intuition is increased. Like things where I feel like I know something and I doubt it, I'm a little more open to going with it and then finding out that it was the right choice. And then also I just, in general, like depression runs on both sides of my family. So, this has been a real major issue for me throughout my life, is just like general depression. And it has definitely decreased my depression. Depression is also more than a mental thing. It's a physical thing. Like you feel like you don't have the energy to, do anything. And I think the Amanita really helps me on like a physical level. I also have Lyme disease. I need to get my blood work done to see if it's getting worse or staying the same. But I've had Lyme disease 3 times in the last year, and then after that I've been bitten by like dozens of ticks because I'm outside foraging or gardening, and I live in Western Pennsylvania, so I just have ticks all over me. And it really took a toll on my health, my energy levels. I used to do a lot of physical labor for work, and there's no way I can do that right now. Like, I cannot do physical labor 40 hours a week anymore. I literally can't do it. And it all happened like right after the Lyme disease. So, but I feel like Amanita has helped me feel more physically energized and mentally energized, and like things that I would think are like a big deal or a lot of work, I can just do with ease. And also, I struggle from having like repetitive negative thinking. You might call this like, it's almost like OCD of the mind, or like psychosis, but whatever label I apply to it, it's it's still within myself to deal with this. And I do not want to choose pharmaceutical drugs. I've taken pharmaceutical drugs before, and I don't like the way that they make me feel, and I would rather go natural alternative routes. So I've just noticed in general a decrease in all of the just heightened, hyperactive, repetitive thinking in my mind, and I feel a lot more clear and focused. And I think that the major thing, and the last thing I want to talk about, and this is not just for me, but like a lot of people around me that have taken the Amanita regularly, the same protocol and recipe, is that Amanita allows you to heal core wounds. So things that are inside of you that every time you think about them, they bring back the trauma. Every time you have a memory of something that has happened to you or a loved one, that brings your body, your physical body, back into the fight or flight response, and you clench up and you can never move on from it. In fact, you want to avoid it. You want to numb yourself from it. And we all have that. I mean, we've all grown up in a sick society. We've all grown up in, a society that indoctrinates people into a mindset of capitalism, and basically just, like we're all trained to be worker bees in school, and we're all trained to feel like we don't have enough, and that we're not valid just by ourselves. And so, these things that have been instilled on us are instilled by people who are hurt, and hurt people hurt people. And so this is like a generational cycle. And it feels like in general that we just have a really prime opportunity right now. I mean, I'm 29. Feels like anybody, right now can just kind of transcend that karma. I feel like, the universe is allowing a doorway to open up, so that we can, choose a different timeline, and we don't have to repeat these generational curses. And that's why I believe things like Amanita Muscaria mushroom is available now. I mean, it's always been available, but is more popular. In the last probably 2 years, it's really had gained a lot of popularity. And so whenever you heal these core wounds, whenever you address them in a positive way, you can move on in your life. You don't have to have this baggage anymore. And I believe that the Amanita Muscaria mushroom allows you to basically, with intention and meditation, go into these core wounds, this trauma, PTSD, and see and witness that, and allow yourself to heal and move on from it by not going back into that fight or flight response. So the memory can be brought up, but the trauma doesn't come with it. And that allows your body to heal, like on an imprint level, like your memory tied into your physical body, that like deep level, those unfortunately, these traumas define us. I mean, this is like, it could be anything that happens to you, but it seems like, like the really deep core wounds, it's like age 6 and younger. But it can also be things that have happened to you, last year, or within the last decade. And I think it's pretty amazing that there's something like this out there. I mean, there's, I'm involved with different spiritual practices, and I know that there's other ways to do this, but it takes a lot of work. And I think that you should combine Amanita Muscaria and, breath work, or meditation, or yoga, or qigong, or, other plant spirits. But to be able to have a mushroom available that is literally here to heal, I think it's pretty miraculous. And, I'm very grateful for this mushroom, because it's helped me just move on from a lot of baggage that I don't really need to carry anymore. Self-limiting beliefs, negative thinking, anxiety, depression. I smoke tobacco and I enjoy it. I grow my own tobacco. It's a beautiful process, but I feel like whenever I'm taking the Amanita Muscaria regularly, I don't have as much of a craving for it. And Amanita has also been used for different addictions. Number one I've seen is benzodiazepine, and that was shared by the woman Amanita Dreamer, who has a YouTube channel and a website. And because it activates the same pathways, it's a GABA antagonist. So, but yeah, just to wrap it up, I think that this mushroom is here. It's becoming popular because people actually need it. I think that with everything going on in the world right now, with climate change and the election and COVID and all these revolutions going on, and soon to be resource scarcity, there's all this collective stuff going on, but it's really a reflection of what's going on everyone on an individual level. I mean, we all have core wounds, we all have core trauma, we all have self-limiting beliefs, we all have our isms, and I think there are plant allies like Amanita that are here to help us. And, I really encourage everyone to do their own research. I unfortunately can't really offer any advice, especially because I sell these products. And even offering my personal experience is kind of a gray area. But I think that this mushroom is a really good thing, and I encourage you to look into it. And I hope that this video has been helpful. And if you have any questions, if I can answer them, I will. If I can't, I'll let you know, and I'll maybe point you to another resource. But yeah, and if you like these videos and you'd like to see more of them, please give me a like and subscribe, and leave a comment. And I really hope that you have a beautiful rest of your day. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.